All right, so for our Genius Hour project, we have used social media to create a VIP platform for a grade 5 class. We use both Instagram and Twitter, and we're using them to really create leaders in our students and allowing them to have this mode to communicate with each other and with the rest of the world. So we use Instagram as a way to recognize a special student who's been really awesome. We kind of suggested that you post a photo of the student and a reason why you want them to be recognized, and then they become the star of the week the next week, and they use Twitter to kind of lead the class through some different discussions and some different learning activities.
Cool. So attached, we have this social media VIP project kind of resource for you that has a breakdown of kind of everything you're going to need. You'll notice there's a bunch of links throughout it. So it starts with just an overview of the project, which Aisha already kind of explained, and then it gives you the BC Curricular Connections. If you keep scrolling down, it has all the required resources you're going to need throughout the project and VIP process. And then, sorry, I scrolled a little too far. Here it has the social media VIP introductory lesson plan. So that kind of breaks down how you would actually start the VIP process. So it has some notes about prior to the lesson, and it just recommends that you talk a little bit about digital leadership, take some time to set up your own classroom Instagram account and Twitter account, and make student hashtags, and just make sure you have a good grasp on Twitter and Twitter chats and how that works. And then we just wanted to highlight for you guys up here, there's a little note about ensuring you have student permission from parents for using Twitter and Instagram. So if you click on the hyperlink there, it'll take you to kind of a sample permission slip we've made. Obviously, it might be different for your district depending on what your principal or district expects. But we just have kind of a breakdown that explains what kind of permissions you might need. Sorry, it's
we try to focus too on informing the parents and the families and kind of letting them know why we were doing.
Yeah, so that's in there for you guys to use if you need it. I'm just going to close out of that. And then if you keep scrolling down, you will find the actual lesson plan itself. And it has kind of step-by-step instructions of a lesson plan you could use that you guys can read through. We're going to actually just open up this first link, the Google slide deck. Sorry, it's taking a little bit of time to load.
So this is the first introductory thing you would do with the class to really help them understand what your plan is to create the VIP system in your classroom.
So, and this goes right side by side with that lesson plan that's on the other document. They link up kind of exactly. This is just a little bit more visual way if you want to display it for your students. So it has kind of that title page, the guiding question for you, which for us is how can we use social media to create positive and meaningful experiences in our classrooms? And then it goes through the lesson slides. So we did a little introductory activity about VIP, what that stands for, having the students brainstorm some other fun ideas to get a little bit of language arts in there. And then on these ones, anywhere where you notice one of these little click arrows, those images are hyperlinked. So the one that we want to bring you to, first we'll show you this Instagram one.
This is just a kind of mock idea of an Instagram you could create as your class to highlight the students, just to kind of show visually what we were thinking.
Yeah, so Aisha just put in a little caricature, kind of model student with a little blurb. Her name is Susan, and it's about some of the awesome things she's done in class. So that's just a model for you guys. And then...
So this, in the grand scheme of things, would be your way of highlighting the star student who's going to lead all the Twitter chats and everything for the next week. So it's kind of a way of tapping them on the head and giving them that extra leadership.
Yeah, for sure. And then if you click on the little VIP picture there, it'll open you to the VIP instructions. And this is something you would want to either hand out to all your students on Google Classroom or give them a physical copy. You probably have it posted in the room as well, because it just really clearly breaks down how the VIP process will work and what the expectations are for the student who is the VIP. So here you'll see it has a Monday, Wednesday, Friday breakdown of what they're doing and what their choices are. And we'll let you read through that because it's in quite a bit of detail. Obviously, you could change up those prompts too for your students if you want to kind of take it in a different direction. And then we also put a little Monday, Wednesday, Friday note for the people who aren't the VIP of what they should be doing on each of those days. And then a little reminder at the bottom of your classroom Instagram account and the classroom hashtag that you're going to be using, as well as a little reminder for students to be commenting with a personal hashtag when they are posting to your classroom Twitter account, so you can link whose comments are being posted by what student.
And in our Google Slides that you would share with your class, there's a lot of going into hashtags and why they're important and what they're used for, and exploring different hashtags they can use, and ways that they can categorize their posts themselves, and then also some fun things like a funny meme hashtag or something like that, so that you're bringing some fun in with it too.
Yeah, so you'll notice that kind of down at the bottom from slides 8 to 11, it has that hashtag talk and some brainstorming of a classroom hashtag, what hashtag you're going to use, all of that. And then just to draw your attention back up, kind of in between where you do the instructions and the hashtag, we've added in a little Think, Pair, Share, and Classroom brainstorm for just coming up with the criteria for the VIP and the students responding. We really recommend that you co-create that so students can take ownership of it and they know what's expected of them. And then after the lesson, those can be put into rubrics that you can use to mark the students. And we have some examples and stuff back on this main document for you. So that's kind of the lesson plan with all the slides. And then there's some notes about following the lesson, things you might do, how you might go about assessment. Obviously, you might change it up for your needs, but there's lots in there. And then also we've made note of some adaptations and modifications and extensions you might make for students who don't have permission, or if your students just need you to slow it down and break it down a little bit more.
Yeah, I think, and with this one, it really depends on your group. So some groups might already be familiar with the tools or might have an easier time grasping what it is you're trying to do. So you could just let them go ahead. But it's nice with this one because you can either do it together as a class and project it on the board and do it that way, or you could slowly have them practice themselves in pairs or what have you. So you really have to scaffold this for your students depending on the group.
Yeah. So that's kind of an overview of it. We hope you guys like the idea. Feel free to steal it and use it as it works with your students.